So you have constipation and you're wondering what natural laxative solutions are out there. So let's talk about this. But before we go any further, I think it's worth looking at what might be causing your constipation in the first place. For example, take a look at the supplements you're taking. Popular supplements that have been associated with constipation include NAC, berberine, cinnamon, and more. Sometimes just temporarily eliminating those supplements from your diet may give you an indication of whether or not they're contributing to your constipation or not. Now, having said that, the first supplement that I want to call your attention to is psyllium. Several studies have documented that psyllium fiber can indeed help constipation issues. So for example, in this investigation where 51 people with long-term constipation received either a placebo or cookies that contained 10 grams of psyllium fiber each day for 10 weeks. Those getting the psyllium spiked cookies not only showed improvements in their constipation, but they also had improvements in blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides, and they even lost some weight as well. And as an added bonus, psyllium fiber is not expensive, and I'll link to a brand that I like below so you can learn more about that. Oh, and one more thing. Try also adding some water to the psyllium because some studies have shown that more fluids can increase the laxative effects of a higher fiber diet. Next up are dried plums, or as most of us know them better as prunes. In this interesting 8-week-long investigation, people were given either 12 dried California plums, which contained 6 grams of fiber, or 22 grams of psyllium, which also had 6 grams of fiber. In other words, both groups consumed the same amount of fiber. Results of this study showed that prunes actually work better than psyllium at improving constipation symptoms, improving bowel movements from around 4 per week all the way up to 7 bowel movements per week. Now, the fact that both groups consumed the same amount of fiber indicates that there may be compounds in prunes that work separately than just its fiber content. Now, I know what you're thinking, and the answer is yes, Big Prune did support this clinical trial, but I read the study and it doesn't look too bad to me. Oh, and in case you're wondering, yes, drinking prune juice also has been shown to improve constipation as well. Next up is glucomannan, also known as konjac fiber. Now, I previously reviewed the research on glucomannan for weight loss, but lesser known is that there is also clinical research on glucomannan helping constipation as well, such as this study and also this clinical trial too, indicating that glucomannan fiber improved bowel movements by about 30%. Now, before you run out and get this stuff, understand that glucomannan comes in both capsule form and powdered form. Between the two of them, I would go with the powdered form, and that's because over the years there had been some sporadic reports of choking associated with swallowing glucomannan capsules, and that's usually because people were not swallowing it with enough liquid. And if you have glucomannan capsules in your home right now, there's nothing stopping you from opening up those capsules and putting the contents in a liquid like juice or water and drinking that instead. And if you are interested, I will also link to my review of glucomannan weight loss research below so you can learn more about that too. Now, moving on to magnesium, both magnesium hydroxide, which is better known as milk of magnesia, and magnesium citrate have been shown to have laxative effects. And in general, know that the laxative effects of magnesium supplements tends to increase when you take more than 300 to 400 milligrams at a time. Now, that said, I know magnesium supplements are popular. However, I would not recommend magnesium as a laxative, and here's why. I think it's just easier to get it from food, and you can't OD on that anyway. So what foods have magnesium? Rule of thumb, if the food is green, it will have magnesium. Also, if the food has fiber, it'll have magnesium as well. And while we're on the topic, don't consume Epsom salts, which also do contain magnesium, because that could just wind you up in the hospital or worse. Don't gargle with Epsom salts either, because that just could lead to excessive amounts of magnesium in the body and again, lead to some unpleasant consequences. You really want to talk to your doctor if you have any health problems. It's like, for instance, if you have kidney problems or you take medications or you're older. In some people, magnesium supplements might actually do more harm than good. So again, talk to your doctor first. And that brings us to senna, which I have seen in both detox supplements and weight loss teas. Although when used for weight loss, senna does not burn any kind of fat. Rather, the weight you lose with these senna detox teas, etc., is just mostly water and fecal matter. Senna is classified as a stimulant laxative. In other words, senna stimulates the muscles of the intestines, causing them to contract, which in turn moves stool through the digestive system. While there are studies on on senna, like this one where the herb was found to be as effective as a laxative medication, generally senna supplements would not be my go-to laxative. While it will work short-term, long-term continued use of senna laxatives could actually lead to a dependency where you might actually need senna to make a bowel movement. Long-term use of senna supplements could lead to electrolyte imbalances, liver problems, and even a condition called melanosis coli, where the cells that line the intestines become damaged, leading to a change in the color of those cells, which can actually be seen by doctors when they're doing medical tests. Next up is rhubarb, where at least one clinical trial has shown that rhubarb at dosages of between 12.5 and 25 milligrams per day relieved constipation in women more than a placebo. And as an added bonus, rhubarb seems to also induce favorable changes to the gut microbiome. And that makes sense because foods like fruits, veggies, beans, and seeds, which contain fiber, are known to improve gut health, improve microbiome diversity, and ramp up production of short-chain fatty acids. And this is actually interesting because it has been proposed that the beneficial effects of fiber on constipation may be due at least in part on its ability to improve gut health. Next up is aloe, also known as aloe latex, not aloe gel. Aloe latex is another stimulant laxative. However, when I looked into this, I didn't see any aloe supplements that were specifically being marketed as laxatives, and I think I know why. Some research suggests that the same compounds that are responsible for the laxative effect of aloe latex may also have mutagenic properties. In other words, they may be linked to cancer. There's even isolated reports of people having liver problems after taking aloe supplements. As a matter of fact, many years ago, the FDA actually banned aloe latex, so I don't think you're going to have a lot of luck finding this if you're searching for it online or in local stores. Now, to save you time trying to find a solution that works best for you, you can most likely avoid these supplements that I'm listing here, such as marshmallow root extract, baking soda, and others, because there's just little to no evidence that they benefit people who have constipation. And to save you even more time, here's a summary of the amounts of each of the different things I mentioned in this video, so you can better evaluate any of the products you might purchase to see if they actually stack up with what's actually been used in clinical research. No matter which of these solutions you choose, in general, it's wise to begin with less than is recommended to give your body time to adjust to this new thing you're taking. And before taking a sledgehammer to things, start with the easy things first, like adding more fiber to your diet, more water to your diet, maybe add some prunes, and then later on, take a look at psyllium and see if that helps you.